afternoon, Port Jervis, and welcome to the Port Connects Alumni Podcast. My name is Andrew Arata, host of the podcast, and there she is right out of PE class. I mean, literally running in from dismissal. Here she is from Washingtonville Schools. Today's guest, Michelle Henn, class of 93. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Mr. Murata.
I appreciate you being on. Please call me Andrew, and an honor to be with you, Michelle. Class of 93 here, and we had it down, the all-time leading scorer, and the basketball historians came out today, Michelle, that Sarah Keene, class of 95, is actually that, and Michelle is right there close at 955. But we're here to celebrate you today, Michelle, and certainly talk about your time at Port. You're at Washingtonville, a lifelong educator at Washingtonville, right? Tell us where you are, what's your position, and a little bit about, what you're doing now.
Sure. First, I want to say thank you very much for inviting me. It's an honor to be here. This is my 28th year in Washingtonville School District. I teach at Taft Elementary School. It's my 23rd year at Taft. I was at the high school for 5 years, taught PE there, and started the athletic training program. And then I moved on to the elementary school, and I love it. I just trying to teach kids how to live healthy lifestyles and be active and teach them some sports activities, but it's not all really about sports. It's just about moving and having fun. I like to do some non-traditional stuff like teaching like circus arts, and we do some dancing. We do jump rope activities. I incorporated heart rate monitors over the past few years, just so kids can see their heart rates in real time. I'm always like looking for new and exciting things. We brought back Quidditch. Back in the day, we taught Quidditch. It was like pretty popular. So our field day coming up on June 10th is a Harry Potter theme. And we're teaching Quidditch to get them excited for the field day. So we'll have different events and things going on June 10th. So kids are getting excited about it.
You're going to schedule, 68 degrees and sunny, right? Is that the weather?
That would be perfect. Perfect. Maybe a little warmer so I could spray them with the hose.
Light breeze, 72.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Usually it's 99, blazing hot.
The one year we had to postpone because of the smoke coming down from Canada. That was crazy.
Oh my God. Friends, if you're watching live, jump in the show. Say hello to Michelle. Right here in Washingtonville. Also, Michelle, New York State, and forgive me all the letters in there, but New York State PE Teacher of the Year. What year was that?
That was 2020, so it was like right after COVID.
Okay.
I think I received the award in 2021. Yes, I was PE Teacher of the Year for New York State AFERD. Yeah, New York State AFERD. It's the New York State Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. Yeah, so I was elementary PE Teacher of the Year. Our zone, the Catskill zone, is Orange, Ulster, Sullivan counties, and I'm past president. I still pretty much stay active in that. We do which Port sent some kids, thanks to a couple teachers there, middle school, and also Nikki Hartman. They send students. They nominate students every year for we do elementary leadership awards ceremony. So I kind of spearhead that. And I think this was our 12th year. And I, go to the meetings and try to stay involved and go to conferences every so often to get, new and exciting ideas. So.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Certainly well-deserved there.
Thank you.
A lifelong educator, has taught in Washingtonville Schools your whole career. So did that out of Canisius, and we'll get to Port Jervis a little bit, but right out of Canisius, did you roll right into that job?
That's actually a good question. So I was a certified athletic trainer, and I worked at University Sports Medicine. It was University of Buffalo South Campus. They had a sports medicine clinic there. So I worked there for a year and stayed in Buffalo for a year after I graduated. And then while I was up there, I was like, let me see if I can use my teaching degree. So I actually went to Canisius for athletic training. And when I met with my advisor, he's like, you know what, while you're here, why don't you get your PE degree? It'll make you more marketable. And I'm like, okay. So, but it's really not heard of playing a D1 sport and doing athletic training and then doing physical education on top of that. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. And then, so while I was up there, I was like, let me try seeing if I can get a teaching job. So I really applied to schools from like, Buffalo area down to like Central Jersey. And my dad, like, talked to them every week. He's like, in the paper, there's an ad, Washingtonville's looking for a phys ed teacher and an athletic trainer. I was like, really? So, because it wasn't really big having like, athletic trainers in high schools. It was just kind of starting out.
Yeah.
So I inquired and applied, and I got interviewed by the athletic director, Robbie Green, who really has had a huge impact on me as a professional. And they ended up, hiring me, and I kind of, like I said, took over started the athletic training program at the high school and started teaching phys ed there. So
your advisor was right. You were more marketable, the dual cert, and there you are.
Yep. So I'm glad he gave me that advice.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, you, again, a lifelong educator, Washingtonville. Let's take it back to Port Jervis. You grew up in Montague, and in talking to the Port Jervis people here, your reputation, your family's reputation as a wonderful student athlete and just a great person still resonates today. But certainly very much involved in athletics. Talk to me about coming to Port Jervis Middle School, getting involved in athletics, and a little bit about your time in Port.
Yeah, so I was sharing with you before the show how I really got into basketball. I had a hoop in my driveway, and I was just shooting hoops one day, and Jimmy Seeger is the owner of the golf course across the street, and he stopped by and just started shooting with me. He's like, you should try out for the team next year in 7th grade. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you got a pretty good shot. I'm like, okay. So I tried out and I made the team, and that's really how it started. Coach Tim Mall was my coach, and I remember him. My first experience was athletics, because like I didn't do CYO or AAU or anything like that as a kid. And just that's where it all began. So it's kind of cool to kind of reflect on that, coming into this interview.
Yeah. And did you love it right away, Michelle? Like, were you totally into it? Was it something that you just loved?
Yeah. I mean, I remember asking for for whatever reason, an orange black soccer ball when I was a kid. And I remember dribbling, with my feet in the yard and everything like that. And then I don't know where the transition happened, if it was just, the hoop was in the driveway, or if it was elementary PE, that kind of, it kind of like clicked. And I loved this so much. I would dribble through the parking lot and at the golf course and practice my ball handling, things like that. So it was, yeah.
I mean, Michelle, back then too, you didn't have the WNBA. You didn't have Caitlin Clark. You didn't have women basketball athletes that you saw on TV.
Right.
Was it all kind of foreign to you getting into the gym, and or did you feel comfortable right away on the court?
I think I felt comfortable. I don't know if it was like, I was blessed with a little bit of athletic talent. So I kind of like it. I took to it, and I just wanted to keep practicing. I did have like Tammy Reese. I looked up to Tammy Reese. She was local. And I remember, being in, middle school and hearing about her and breaking this, had the New York State record. I looked up to like Rosie Forbes. She was, I remember watching, they were playing Burke in the Section 9 championship. I think I was in 8th grade. I remember videotaping it and like watching, them win that championship. I was like, so just like, role models like that, I think was huge. Colleen McGooey, like they're all like, my older teammates that, became my teammates that I looked up to, Yeah.
One of your teammates is watching from Virginia now, Eileen Eggert.
Eileen, Jill Krieger, Tanya Addy, so it's like just great people, great memories. Like I remember like going to the Washingtonville gym, for the first time. I'm like, Jill Krieger hit the game-winning shot from this baseline right here, And, it's just awesome just to have those memories,
I love it. So did you play varsity as a freshman then? Were you?
Yeah, I did. So that's why I had like those, older girls to look up to, and they supported me, took me under their wing. So it was great.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of times you hear, the older kids knocking the younger one around, but they supported you because obviously you were pretty good. And here's a picture down memory lane. This is your senior year. Nope, wrong picture. Sorry.
My family.
I did a wrong picture there. Remove that. Sorry. There we go. This is your senior year, right?
Yeah, that's softball. I don't know. Did I send you a basketball shot? I might have just sent you a basketball shot. So yeah,
I got this one, but we didn't get to that yet. This is softball. Okay.
Yeah, that's softball.
Okay. Well, let's stay on basketball for a little while. Your coach on the varsity was Coach Semirano. Who was your coach?
Yep, Coach Semirano for varsity basketball. Yeah.
You played for Ron basketball, George softball, and who was your soccer coach? Tim Mel.
Yep, Tim Mel.
Wow, 3 coaching legends.
Yeah, and then Lou McCarthy. So I played soccer my freshman year, and then I switched over to tennis to get in shape and work on my agility footwork for basketball. So my sophomore and junior year, I played tennis, and then actually my senior year, I took the fall season off, and I went to the weight room with Coach Rollman and started working out. So that's where that all really began. I still continue that through today.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm sure Coach McCarthy was recruiting you a little pressure there.
Maybe I don't know. I think some of my friends were playing, so that was like a little bit more. They were playing, so I wanted to play.
God bless Lou McCarthy. What a great person there. What a wonderful teacher and educator.
Let me just share a quick story about Coach McCarthy. So I feel like, I don't know if you were going to ask like an impact, but I remember we had a volunteer. I don't know if it was a principal's prestigious diploma or whatever, honor society. And I asked Coach McCarthy if I can come down to ASK and observe her, right, for PE. She's a PE teacher. And I'm like, I'm not thinking anything about being a PE teacher, right? So I go down, I get my observation hours or whatever. My senior year, I'm thinking, I'm going to do business. You know, I had some great business teachers, Coach, Mr. Clayton, Mr. Williams, Mrs. Knight. She taught me how to balance a checkbook, which I still do today, you know, write a check, you know, so I'm like, oh, maybe accounting. And then I'm like, oh, I really had a feeling for like the health related field. Maybe I'll be a nurse or something like that. So that's like, my senior year. Meanwhile, I'm volunteering as a PE teacher. And then fast forward, I'm like, now a PE teacher. So like, I feel like I owe that to her, you know, the reason why I am where I am. So
did she ever like plant the seeds a little bit? Helen and Gillen did they ever say, hey, you know, you'd be good at this or anything like that?
I don't remember. I think it was just a matter of like, probably just setting an example. Miss Gillen, Mr. Hollick, you know, Mr. Corvino, like he was our favorite AD Bob, like, you know, just great people. Like it's just what I hear and see today. Like, I just wish that the people today, the student athletes today could have that, you know, because I think some do, but not everybody does, which is unfortunate, but I wish I could give that to them.
And along the journey there, basketball, did you kind of think about wanting to play in college? Was it a goal of yours?
Yeah.
You know, when did that start to form, and when did you realize you were good enough to get there?
I think maybe sophomore year, I started wanting to like, you know, I thought that would be a goal of mine to play in college. I did play on the Hudson Valley Knights, I think in 10th and 11th grade or 11th and 12th grade. And, you know, so I got to do some traveling with them and getting more practice and experience. And then part of me was like, you know, because that's not cheap. And my parents were like, you know, putting out money for that. So my goal was to hopefully someday get a scholarship to kind of like pay them back. So
you're nice there. And how did Canisius come in the mix there? How was that? How did you come to have that choice to get to Canisius there? There's a picture. Look at the form. So, hey, look at the form there.
There's beef right there. So I applied to like 7 different schools, like D1. I remember Coach Raybaum came in, she recruited, like she came to a game, I think we were at Valley Central, and she wrote me a note and said, you know, our scholarships are given out, whatever, for next year. So if you're interested in coming and trying out, you're more than welcome to. I was like, okay. And I kind of put that in the back burner or whatever. And then, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was looking through their program and I was like, oh, athletic training. Like that sounds good. So then I kind of decided that's what I'm like, I'm going to go there for athletic training. I'm going to try out for the team. So that's kind of what I put in my head.
That's simple.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't simple because I remember like sitting in my bedroom crying because I was like so stressed out trying to figure out what I was going to do. My dad walked in on me and I was like, he's like, it'll be all right. You know? So he was right.
Yeah. Friends, if you're watching live, jump in and say hello. Michelle Henn, class of 93 there. Cold, Michelle. It's cold where we live, but it's cold in Buffalo. Was the weather a factor? Did it affect you up there, the travel, the basketball? How did you deal with the weather in Buffalo?
I think the weather thickened my blood. I think they canceled class maybe, and I remember one day it was -50 with the wind chill my sophomore year. I think it was like spring semester, like the first day they canceled classes.
Did you say 50, 50?
Yeah, -50. And then I think I have pictures in my photo album. I think it was my junior, senior, we got 3 feet of snow and they had to cancel. But honestly, I love all the seasons. And when we had the best winter, my PTA got me snowshoes years ago. So I bring my 4th and 5th graders out snowshoeing. We have a nice hill in the back. We do sledding. So I'm out there like I was telling you earlier, I do drop off duty. So I'm out there in my snow pants and my hat and my gloves. And yeah, so I don't, I remember shoveling my driveway so I could play basketball. I'd have blisters on my hands so I could just shoot.
Wow.
So just kind of roll with the punches.
I love it. And did you fall in love with the MAC? You had a good experience with all of that? Because what a great basketball league, the MAC.
Yeah. I think I graduated in 97. I think Ryder and Maris joined in 98.
Okay.
So it was like the core group when I was there. So
yeah. And really a lot of ties to the Big East. I'm sure you played a lot of Big East schools and that on your journey.
We traveled all over. My first time in an airplane was in college, like traveling to a basketball game.
Yeah. And even today, still, the MAC is a great basketball league, and with great traditions there. Well, that's awesome, Michelle. There, do you still love basketball? Like, did you watch the tournament? Are you into the WNBA and all that kind of stuff, or no?
So I'll follow. I have a little ADHD, so it's hard for me to sit still. I'll go to any game and watch it. I love watching hockey. It's like my favorite sport to watch because it's like amazing what they do on skates. And I was rooting for the Sabres until they lost. I was bummed about that. But I'll kind of follow. Like I'm follow the Knicks, but like for me to sit and watch a game, I'll sometimes have it on and I'll be doing stuff, or I'll just like kind of check the scores. So yeah, I did kind of as I was following the NCAA tournaments, both men's and women's, because there was a clinic at the high school. I must have been 8th grade, maybe 9th grade, and Tammy Reese came with Dawn Staley. And what's a huge memory. So like I follow, South Carolina, kind of see where they're at and everything like that. So, but I wouldn't say I'm a diehard fan of anybody. I just kind of like to follow, as a sports person. Do I play basketball? I played a little bit after college. There was like a women's league in Washingtonville. But the most I play now is like in my PE classes when I teach my students. Yeah. So I don't know. My competition, my competitive maybe, with myself is great, but as far as like a team, like I'm okay with not being like competitive on a team. Like I'm more of the pace, like give me my kayak, I'm paddling down the Delaware River. Like that's my jam.
We'll all be rooting for Florida basketball this year. Tammy being down in Florida, we're excited. There's a lot of people, Port Jervis here, connected with her, and so that's exciting there. Fitness and wellness. You mentioned this now. Still now, we're in the latter parts of our lives. I turned 50 this year. We focus on our mobility, our wellness. Talk to me about some of those things now that you're teaching the kid in terms of movement and the diet, all those things that you're doing now there. Why is that important to you? And tell me about that.
I really like to stress, encourage my students to live healthy lifestyle. I encourage them to move and I try to introduce them while they're here I have them for 5 years. My colleague and I try to introduce them to as many things as possible so that they find something that they enjoy doing and they're active. I'll go to their games if they're little league or, basketball, CYO, football, like I'll go to their games, I'll cheer for them. I feel like it's important. Like for me as a PE teacher, if I'm encouraging that, I should be doing it as well. It's part of my job. So I'm up every morning, a little before 5, I go down into my basement and, I work out. I do 2 running clubs that I started girls running club started 18 years ago, and boys, I just finished up their 17th season.
Wow.
And we meet and we train for a local 5K. So the girls did the scholarship run back in April, and the boys just did the Chester 5K, the Kiwanis in Chester. So it's great to see them day one. I have them do like 2 cardio tests, and then the last day of practice, I have them repeat and just just cheer for them, like the progress that they make. It's like, I love it. It's like one of my favorite things. Just watching them grow as runners and seeing them. And even in PE class, like we do pre-assessments for fitness and post-assessments. Like I give them their score sheets back. I make a big deal about, try to improve, pick one thing that you want to improve on, take 1 second off your mile time. And like, I'll go through their score sheets and I'll circle everything that they improved on. So you might end up with 5 circles. You might end up with 1 circle. If you didn't get a circle, then what, like, why not? Like, what can you do to get, I mean, I tell them, I'm honest. I'm like, you're not going to get better at this by sitting and playing video games or on your tablet or watching TV. I'm like, you have to move. You have to move. So, and then, they'll share, oh, I'm not allowed to play video games, or, so just trying to encourage them to just, be active.
Yeah. Is that a battle these days with the devices and kids and TV and tablets? Is that a battle for you?
I think outside of school, it's probably a challenge for a lot of the kids. I'll sometimes challenge them during like spring break or winter break. All right, only an hour of screen time or whatever. Or, all right, for the next week, no screen time. They're like, what? And then a lot of them will say, well, I don't play video games. I'm like, oh, that's great, So I think, I don't know if it's a challenge for me personally, but I think it's a challenge for their health now and in the future. I think probably more so as they get older.
100%. Yeah. Friends, this is Michelle Henn, class of 93, great basketball player, played Division I, Canisius College. Michelle, you mentioned about ADHD, right? And I got that ticker. My brain's going. I'm doing a bunch of things. How did that affect your school? Did you like school? Did school come easy to you as a student?
I love school. It's part of, I think, why I'm a teacher now. I didn't want to miss a day of school, because I didn't want to miss anything. So I think I missed 2 days of high school. My sophomore year, I was pretty sick. It always seemed that I would get sick during like breaks, like President's Weekend or spring break or something, because I would get strep throat a lot. But I wanted to be in school. And actually, I'll tell the story. My senior year, I'm like, oh, I'm at perfect attendance. That's kind of like nerdy. I'm like ask my dad, I'm like, Pop, can I just go? Let me go in late. He's like, no, there's no reason. Like, just go to school, But yeah, I had perfect attendance my senior. I was I was a little bit of a nerd.
Wow.
But I love school. I didn't want to miss games. I didn't want to miss practice. I just wanted to be there. So part of it.
Tricky as a seventh grader coming to Port Jervis Middle School? Did you feel like you were moving to another country, like coming to Port Jervis from the country Montague? What was that like for you as a Montague student coming way back when?
I remember being nervous about just, the new experience, the bigger school, but I feel like, it was cool. Just like meeting new people and things like that. Obviously sports. I don't even remember if I played softball in 7th grade. I might've played, modified basketball and softball that year. And then the following year I played soccer, basketball and softball, in 8th grade. But yeah, I think the sports really, really helped me. I just found my groove and my niche and my people, it was just good people, good coaches, just a great experience.
And you mentioned some, in addition to your coaches, some of the other people, Miss Cassara here, Miss Hoppy, Miss Lamoureux, and Miss Davis having an impact on you. Talk to me about some of the subject areas that you remember or things that you remember during your time.
Yeah, I love math. That was my favorite. Mrs. Weimer I had in 8th grade. I took course 1 in 8th grade and I loved her. And then having Miss Hoppy in 9th grade, I think, and then 10th grade, Miss Lamoureux. I just love math. And I actually put Mrs. Davis, I met Mrs. Knight. She was the business teacher. Like I said, she taught me to write a check and balance my checkbook. I remember that. Miss Cassara, I had college calculus with her. She was always just like, I don't know, just like a real down-to-earth person. I remember Mrs. Dunn and Miss Manfredo in English. Mrs. Dunn, I remember, actually, I grabbed this. I remember having, and I'm pretty sure it was in her class, we had like these speakers. One speaker talked about like warm fuzzies and how like you treat other people and how to give warm fuzzies to other people. And then the other one was, I don't know who, like we got these keys, and like I said, I'm pretty sure it's in her class, and it says the key to success is self-discipline. So like I try to encourage my kids that, like, your mom and dad do this or whatever, but at some point you have to be able to do it yourself, So I feel like for me, it's no excuses. Like just do it, and like don't rely on somebody else to encourage you or say something. Like you got to get something done. Just do it. Sometimes it takes a little push, but you can't rely on anybody else. It's got to be the self motivation, the self discipline.
Michelle, back up. That key is from a speaker from when you were in school.
Yeah, I think my dog got a hold of it though, because there was like a bite mark in it.
And you still have it. You keep it there in your office.
Yeah, I keep it in my home office, but I was like, I'm going to grab it and share it.
Fantastic. I know you got some other things there. You have your yearbook there, right?
Yeah, my yearbook, my varsity letter, I grabbed. So
look at that little history lesson there.
And like it's kind of emotional, going through these pictures and like reading what teachers have written and things like that, at coaches.
Wow.
So.
Michelle, again, I've been here a long time now and principal here. And what you said, the warm fuzzies, I call them C's, significant emotional experiences, right? And the way these people impacted you and your neighbor coming across and telling you, you should do this. And, just the little things that you think are not important, they helped direct. Luann McCarthy saying, hey, come watch me down here. And then here you are all these years later. They're so important.
Yeah, and like I said, my teammates like Liz and Belinda Coxon, like Amy Lapriori, my sister, like I was telling you before the show, like my sister, it was a Section 9 championship game when I was a freshman, and I made her get up and throw me some pitches so I can, hit the ball, and next thing you know, I hit the game-winning run in, so it goes all the way. Like I said, my teammates, my sister. Eileen, we still keep in touch, this day. My teammates that you see there as well. So it's just like I said, a positive, great experience.
Well, for all your teammates watching, I want to thank Michelle for coming on this out of her comfort zone a little bit, but some persistent, nudging. We were supposed to do this during basketball season, but here we are. But it goes to show you how busy Michelle is in the involvement, because we literally were kicking around so many different dates. And here we are. And kudos to you, Michelle, for being a lifelong learner. And here you are trying something different there. So what's next for you, Michelle? You're not going to teach forever. Outside of school, do you have some other passions or something that you might look towards in your retirement?
Yeah, so I like to be active, obviously. So like I'll go for walks. I spent a lot of time snowshoeing and cross-country skiing this winter, which was great. My running season will start the week after school lets out. So I became a pretty avid runner after college, after I stopped playing basketball. And a physical therapist that I worked with at the sports medicine clinic introduced me to it. And she's like, come do this road race out in Buffalo. And I came in first place. I got this trophy. I was so excited. And then I found out I was the only one in my age group. It was first place in my age group. So that turned me on to running. So I've done 3 marathons.
Wow.
But I toned down because I can't be on my feet all day and still run during the year. So I'll run 3 days a week during the summer just because I like to run. And then during my running clubs, I'll try to, run with the kids and things like that. They like going out to the development behind the school. So I'll run with them, through the development, and obviously I'll do the road race with them. So I like to be active. I love camping. I've done some backpacking, which I've kind of, as I got older, not done as much. I did do a couple hikes with my brother. So we joke that we're gonna well, I hope it's not a joke, but in 2030, we're going to do the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, so we'll see. I have a camper and I have a seasonal site, so I love to do that when I have time. But a big part of after school, after work, full time, I work part time helping my mom. So my mom has Parkinson's, so I spent some time there helping out as much as I can. So
yeah, and you shared this beautiful family picture.
my family.
Here's your family. There's my friends, the Olenics here, and what does this mean for you to show and share this picture?
Yeah, it means a lot. That's my life right there, And I know you're probably going to ask me at some point, Port Pride. Port Pride to me is family. I'm probably jumping the gun here, but and that's my family. So just not only that family you see on the screen, but like I said, all my teammates, my classmates and friends, coaches, teachers, family and community are those things, that what Port Pride means to me.
Yeah. Well, God bless your family and your parents and just great people in that picture there. And yeah, thank you for sharing that.
And my parents are always there, like the support. Like my dad had this whistle, and I think I don't know if it was, I can't remember if it was high school or college, but he had this whistle. As soon as he walked into a game, he'd be like, "Woo!" And I knew he was there.
You would hear it from the court.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, he has whistle.
So Michelle, 4 years playing 3 sports, running 3 marathons, still doing all these things. How have you prevented injury? Have you never been hurt? How do you prevent injury here that you can still be so active?
I try to listen to my body, honestly. So I push myself, but I feel like I kind of know where that point is where I don't want to. I was just listening to something the other day about, with menopause and how you want to increase your weight and lift heavy weights and sprinting. And I'm like, so I did increase my weight a little bit, but I don't want to get to that point because I know my body. Like if I just go out and start doing like interval training, like I try to do a little bit here and there, but I'm gonna get hurt. I have had aches and pains, like foot pain and like some knee pain, and my hips are like constantly achy and tight. I just try to stretch them. Like I said, it's part of my morning routine. Like I do my meditations and to try to get me through the day. And then I do my physical workout. Cause it's like during COVID, I realized it's not all about the physical. There's a big mental piece. Oh, yeah. So I really learned that. I started doing EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, which is like tapping. And I do that every morning. And then I listen to it's free for teachers. So a little push for Daily Calm. I do the Daily Calm and the Daily J. I try to listen to them and just kind of help me and I do like prayers on my way to school. Just trying to, stay grounded and focused and calm.
Yeah. Well, you work in elementary phys ed. I mean, those kids are excited coming in the classroom and or the gym there. And there's a lot. How about your feet? What do you wear on your feet as a runner here in post 50?
Yeah, so I right now I have Brooks. I kind of rotate through Asics, Brooks, and Saucony. I did have plantar fasciitis for a year and a half. Actually, when I first started the girls running club, and that was not good. But I was scheduled for surgery, and I went in, and the foot doctor taped up my foot. And within 2 weeks, it was better. I switched out my sneakers. So I just kind of like kept my foot taped. And as an athletic trainer, I knew how to do it, which was good. So I kept it taped, and I really don't have any issues, knock on wood, haven't had any issues with it. I mean, it gets tight here and there, but yeah, I just try to stay flexible. I try to do yoga. That was like my Saturday morning thing, but now I'm, helping my mom on Saturday mornings. So, but my running club just started. So I'm going to try to get back in like Tuesday nights. Like yoga is like, it's like one of those love-hate things. Like I know I need it, but I don't like going. And after an hour, I'm like done. And she does an hour and 15-minute class. So like, that's where the ADHD comes in. Like it's challenging for me and I know I need it. So that's why I do it.
Yeah. I'm there myself. I want to go do it, but I just can't sit still for that long.
Yeah.
I'd rather go for a walk or something. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. This has been great, Michelle. A lot of fun, and congratulations on all the good things you're doing in Washingtonville. Teacher of the Year in 2020. A big field day coming up. I know you're going to have great weather. What is something else you wanted to share? What is something else you wanted to talk about, whether it's Washingtonville, Port Jervis, basketball? What's something else you wanted to talk about? I think, so I try to do yoga. That was like my Saturday morning thing, but now I'm, helping my mom on Saturday mornings. So, but my running club just started. So I'm going to try to get back in like Tuesday nights. Like yoga is like, it's like one of those love-hate things. Like I know I need it, but I don't like going. And after an hour, I'm like done. And she does an hour and 15-minute class. So like, that's where the ADHD comes in. Like I'm there myself. I want to go do it, but I just can't sit still for that long.
Yeah. the Port Jervis connection, I talked about Coach McCarthy and going down and observing her. Dr. Bell was the rec supervisor, and he hired me after my freshman year of college, and to be the supervisor at Church Street Park. And I feel like being put in that position kind of like has helped steer me in my path. And I was actually just talking to a sub her mom's a teacher here. She subbed for me because I had a meeting this morning, and I was, she wants to be a teacher. I was like, really? I'm like, surprised that your mom wants you to be a teacher, But I said, honestly, going back, I don't think I would change it. Like, I wouldn't not do it. Like I never said I wanted to be a teacher. It was just kind of weird how it all kind of happened.
Yeah. And do you find yourself now, Michelle, you mentioned Dr. Bell, you mentioned Luann McCarthy, your neighbor, your advisor. Do you find yourself giving that professional tap to people, whether it's an adult in Washingtonville or a young runner who really shows promise? Are you giving those taps to people to say, hey, you should think about this?
I hope so. I encourage my students, if I see certain things in them. I've seen, I've had a couple state, not me, but former students who are state champs and things like that. So it's really cool to see that they kind of continue that running path where they started here. I had 2 student teachers this year, which I hadn't had in a while. So it's kind of cool, have an impact on the future of physical education and physical educators.
Yeah.
So,
what was your message to those student teachers when they left you? What'd you leave them with the next generation?
So I usually try to encourage them to go above and beyond. And I feel like there's a difference. This is me personally. There's a difference between a physical education teacher and a gym teacher. And I don't like to use the word gym teacher. I'm a professional. I teach physical education. I don't teach the gym. So people joke with me it's gym. I'm like, it's not gym, it's physical education, and I actually have a t-shirt that says it. That's how often. And my kids will be like, even today, oh, why is gym already over? I'm like, who's Jim? And he changed it. He's like PE. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So I really take pride in that. And I try to encourage that they be a physical education teacher, not a gym teacher. So practice what you preach. You're
doing that. You're modeling it. You're still running. You work out. You're mentally strong. All the things you're doing is what you're teaching them. And kudos to you for doing that.
Thank you.
We're a couple weeks away from the end, right? We don't count the days. We make the days count. But as we're wrapping up the school year, right? People have been doing it a long time. This is your 28th year. That's a long time, right? What's your message to the teachers, whether in Port Jervis, here in Orange County, Washingtonville? What's your message to the teachers out there for the last few weeks of school?
For me, it's winding down. So I don't want to wish my life away. I feel like I blinked and I'm already here. So just try to enjoy every moment. The quirky kids. I mean, I love teaching my special ed classes. That's the highlight of my day most days. And I'm I don't know. I just try to love what you do,
You're
and do it and self-discipline.
Yeah. You got the key.
I got the key.
Key. What a great little tribute there from a guest speaker in one of your classes. Yeah. Well, here you are. Thank you for all the pictures. Second all-time leading scorer, Port Jervis women's basketball. And for all the historians out there, we're going to see about getting a top 10 list, men's and women's basketball, getting them in the gym, and we'll have you up there. But great picture, and thanks for bringing all the history items there, the yearbook and all those things. Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, this is Michelle Henn, friends, the Henn family here in Port Jervis. So, again, if you're watching the show, definitely jump in and leave a comment. If you're watching it on replay, leave Michelle and her family a comment. And thanks for choosing education, Michelle. Thanks for the work you've done at Washingtonville and certainly your connection here at Port. For all our Port Jervis alumni out there, we are kicking off an alumni association. We've just got it out and running, and you'll be hearing more about that. But Michelle, for someone who who played college sports. One of the things we're going to do for our student athletes is we're going to send it out. Not a jersey for every person, but we're going to make like a picture with, it would be a digital picture with your jersey, Canisius, and your name. So that's something that's going to come out for our alumni. If you're an artist and you went into the art field, you went to school for art, and you're doing that, we're going to put those up by the art rooms. If you went into education, we'll put those in the different hallway, mathematics, those type things. And for the athletes, right near the gym. So that's something that'll be coming to you through the Alumni Association, Michelle.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for all that you do for Port. And I know your energy is like, anytime I see you, you're always positive, and it's great to see. The little Port sticker you gave me at the dinner last year, I have it up on my fridge at home, so thank you for what you do for Port Jervis. It's a great school district, and I'm proud to be, a graduate and alumni of Port Jervis.
We got some more coming your way, so you can match it. Put them on the blue. Give one to Superintendent Washington. Says.
Yeah, today's Wizard Wednesday, so I had to wear my blue and gold.
Awesome. Well, this was great, Michelle. Continued health and success to you, and thanks for being on the Alumni Podcast. And good luck with Field Day. Give me the opening ceremony. What's the first thing that happens at Field Day?
Thank you very much. So we do, the whole school comes out, and they sit on the back hill behind the school, and we usually have our Gold Fitness Award winners and our student leaders kind of lead the opening ceremony. It's kind of like to tip off the day and kind of talk to them about what's going to happen, and we'll do. It's like I said, it's Harry Potter, so we'll have some. I have to start working on it. I do have some props though. I have a couple of broomsticks here that I'm borrowing. And a couple of wands, and then a golden snitch. So so it's gonna be a fun-filled day.
I'm looking for my wand here too. I got my magic wand. I don't know where it is. Awesome. Well, I wish you good weather there, and certainly we'll connect more here. So appreciate you, Michelle.
Sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
All right, friends. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy this great weather, and Port Jervis. We appreciate you. Michelle, stay on the line, all right?